if you've had a traumatic experience in your past, it's been to do with something supernatural or something violent, or some criminal activity or something like that, something that's harmed you, and you feel that might be triggered by certain subgenres of horror, then that's an obvious reason why you might not want to revisit that experience. And I remember talking to somebody who they felt they'd had some sort of satanic influence in their family. Their mother or grandmother was a witch. They said they were actually initiated as a child to be a warlock. They had a third nipple. Very strange story. They didn't want to watch even the most mildest horror film. Like they wouldn't watch Playhouse, which was our first film, which was quite mild. It was just a supernatural chiller. And I couldn't argue with that. If you've had that experience in your upbringing, why would you want to go anywhere near that? However, when you haven't had that kind of experience in your upbringing, and you've had a pretty, run-of-the-mill, quite a pleasant experience growing up, you can be quite interested in the other. What's it like to experience things that are outside your comfort zone? It's a whole different psychology that emerges. So I think that, if you're somebody who's got that in your past, you probably should avoid watching horror movies.
Yeah, I think if you're somebody who's sensitive to, dark themes and subject matter around different subgenres of horror, whether it's witches or zombies or serial killers, supernatural terror, then yeah, you need to make a judgment call on that. It wouldn't necessarily be helpful for you to go and watch a horror film, but just the same way that somebody who's been through a bad breakup, divorce or something, and had difficulties around custody of children might not want to watch Mrs. Doubtfire, or films like that, because it can be quite painful to revisit those things. At the same time, I'd say it can be cathartic sometimes to revisit things with a certain kind of film, and there might be some horror films that actually help people to process some of the grief or trauma that they've encountered in their lives. So I think it can actually work both ways there. Yeah.